Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Music Marketing TV. I'm Dan D, and thanks for tuning in to Making Beats. In this episode, I'm going to show you guys a whole bunch of cool elements, tips, tricks, and tools for music production. Alright, so let's get on with it. I usually start out with my elements, so let's do that. A whole bunch of patterns here, and we'll start off with my drum kit. I got this kick happening. It's really simple actually. Just got a little bit of EQ on there, and you know, sound goodizer. I really like the sound goodizer because it's just fast. If I take it off, you can really tell the difference, right? And that's what it sounds like without any of the effects on it. So kick is really important when it comes to house. You got to make sure it just gives that vibe and has, you know, good information in the low end and the mid end, and just works well with your song, right? So let's go on to the next pattern here. Number 2, we got my white noise. And you're probably wondering, white noise is really pretty much this. If I take this off, right, so the white noise is basically all the frequencies at a certain volume, and pretty much what I did here was I just used the ADSR to cut it off and make sure it's a really quick thing. Then in the mixer, I pretty much have an EQ to take out the low information. I grabbed some of the mids to give that crunch, right? See, if I take this off now, if I take off the EQ, right, I'm gonna put it back on, you can really hear a little bit more information in the mid range, so that's good to have there. You can hear it really well in the mix. Let's go into the next one. It's just another white noise, except now it sounds like a reverse kind of white noise, but it's just really ramping up, as you can see here. So the attack is it's not as fast as the other one. The other one was pretty much instant, right? So it's the same thing going through the same channel. Let's move on here. On the next pattern, we have my claps. So that's what my clap sounds like. Really quick thing. On my mixer, I have an EQ going on it, of course grabbing the low mid frequency range. Also sound goodizer, making it sound and compressed a little bit louder. And I have a stereo shaper to give that ear candy. So with all the effects off, let me show you what it's like. So all the effects are off now. It's kind of lame. It sounds good. I mean, probably for a different kind of production. But in this case, it would be really good if I have the stereo shaper EQ'd a bit, and you know, gives that ear candy as we play along. So let's move on again. Pattern number 5. I just have this other clap that pretty much ends my sequence here. So it has an echo, or sorry, a reverb. Just adds a little bit more dynamics. That's all it does. It's just a regular clap with a reverb. You got another kick in here, a little bit roundish kick, a little hollow. That would be on this pattern here, and this is complementing my other kick. So to give an example of what's happening, it would be kind of like this, right? So you get the idea on the and count, and double ands, right? So that's what's happening there with that one. Going to the next, number 7. So this is the fun part. We have a whole bunch of drums here, but I'll tell you what they're for a little bit later. And we're gonna get into the chords now, and this is really cool. This is what the chords sound like. Well, let's see here. There's a lot of mixing technique here, so let me just bring this over here first. So that's what it originally sounds like, right? But I brought it into a little sidechain thing where it's going along with the beat here, and every time it goes on the 1s and 2s, it's ducking. So it's a bit of a compression sidechain thing here. So now you kind of hear it like that. I'll get into how you do that in a sec, or probably in the next video, because that takes a lot of work to show really quickly. Can be done really quickly. So well, my EQ here, I have a lot of mid and mid-high frequencies lifted up, and then I got a limiter on here, so everything stays pretty much consistent. So that's pretty much it for that one. We can go back into, or go into another pattern here. I have this happening, and this is just my bass line. Again, I have to play this with my mix. So let's see here. There we go. Just a regular bass line coming out of my Harmer. Now this is a preset here. I believe one of the default presets. I don't know, I can't remember. And my EQ, I have this tone happening. So a lot of the mid highs, not so much of the low frequencies, the fundamental frequency in there. But yeah, that does a really good job in my mix. If you're curious about the piano, I'm actually using Piano Tech. This is a modified, I guess, preset if you want to call it. The Grand YC5, and I just used the first one, and then I just tweaked it a bit. Let's move on here to the next one, number 9. Now this is cool too. This is my my classic rave sound. This is in Harmer. This is a preset you can find here. You just go into your basic synthesizer category here, and then go into classic rave. And of course I took out the reverb and delay, so it's a lot clearer. And this is what it sounds like. I have to bring it into the mix for this one. Now how to do that, let's bring up my channel settings. You go into here, you go into the function tab, and then if this is what it would sound like with the arpeggiator off. Right, but I decided to have the arpeggiator on, but I had the chords on none, so pretty much just slapping those chords really fast. And I'm choosing my time right here with this knob. You can also choose the gate. Right, so that's what's happening with my classic rave sound. I like this kind of sound. Really matches my personality. Go into the next pattern here. I have kind of like this organ preset. It's a Moonlight EP electric piano. You can find this in the Harmer keyboard section here. And what's really cool is that everything I just showed you is going through one sidechain channel here, and it's just ducking everything, which makes this particular sound like it's reversed. Right, so I don't know, something about this really complements my chorus in the song, and you'll see a bit later when I show you. But that's pretty much it for that one. The EQ on there, I just pretty much lifted up the frequencies that were already being heard, so nothing too crazy there. Let's go into the next pattern here. On number 11, you got more drums. We got Addictive drums here. I'm just using the Zildjian new beat hi-hat here, and I'm just doing and counts. As you can see, nothing special. That's all I'm doing, and counts. Let's move on again. Number 12. All right, now this is cool. These are and count melodies, but they're also being fed into the sidechain thing, so you got a bit of ducking happening, giving it a unique sound. I was kind of looking for that jazz sound, so I first have the real LPC on here. Then I got a real guitar thing happening with the nylon picked acoustic guitar. Essentially the same melody going back and forth. It's just a good variation. It's good modulation, and just keeps the the sound moving. Kind of like a duet kind of thing happening. Alright, so let's see what I have on my mixer here. I have hardcore on here. It's basically a jazz guitar preset. This is the image line, I guess, guitar rig if you want to call it. And I'm just using compressors and reverbs. And I have a EQ on here, giving it kind of a mid-range funk, kind of blocked kind of sound. So it's not that clear. It's not that low either. So it's that honky kind of sound, which sounds pretty cool with this. So making it sound like it's a sample at the end of the day, right? So let's go into my next one, channel pattern 13 here. I have a whole bunch of other drum kits that I was telling you about. This is just a my breakdown, my kind of I guess bridge, if you want to call it, and it's halftime here, so you can see that there's it's a little bit more intricate, more hip hop, more R&B ish, today's R&B that is, and yeah, you know, 808 drums and stuff like that. So you can see I have a new kind of drum here. Here's the EQ on that one, just bringing up low, mid, and mid. We go into the next thing here. We have a snare, clap snare kind of thing, and then we got an 808 snare, and then just another snare that I picked up. And I also have other really cool stuff here, some perk sounds, right? And we'll get into that right now. So we have this happening. And I pretty much have that going into a phaser. I'll show you that in a second. Go into the next one, 15. So I got a delay on that perk 29, and then I just have a little other melody you know, accompanying that echo. And then I have a fill here, or a pickup, if you can call that a pickup also. So yeah, let me show you that effect happening with my my drum kit here. Right, so they're both, all my perks are pretty much going into the same, you know, effect. And here I have a phaser, and this is a little technique that I picked up, and pretty much sounds really kiddish, but it just really works well with this kind of song. I'll show you in a second what it sounds like in the mix. And you know, that's pretty much what I'm grabbing, mids and mid highs, a little bit of treble too, right? And yeah, let's move on to the next pattern. Let's see, I believe I had one more pattern. Nope, that's it. Alright, so that's pretty much it for my elements there. In the next video, I'm going to show you guys the rest, the mix, and how I came about this. I'm Dan D from Music Marketing TV, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace!